Alright, let me do a little talking about the song I wrote. It's called Cougar. It's another one of the first songs I ever wrote. I wrote when I was in high school, and it was right after I started this band with this friend of mine who I met in school named Brendan Hedges, and I met him in my American Lit class, and he was singing Day Tripper. And I was like, Day Tripper in E. He's like, yeah, how do you know? I was like, yeah, I play guitar. He's like, I do too. He's like, you gotta come over to my house and we'll jam. So I went over one day after school, and he had this whole setup in his basement with the drums. He had like real drums, and he had real congas, and real bongos, and he had keyboard, and he had guitars, and he had, they had the whole setup. It was great. So and he had a 4-track, Tascam 4-track. So and he was like recording like covers, Beatle covers. He was doing like Maxwell Silverhammer or something. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I borrow that and do some? Because I write my own songs. Mind if I like we could put some of it down? He's like, yeah, that's cool. And so I did that, and then by that I kind of encouraged him to start songwriting. So we formed a band, and then practice, and it was great. And then I started to write more songs. And then Cougar, this song was one of the first songs I wrote. Cougar, what the song was about is his cat, Brennan's cat, who was always hanging around, a black cat. And this cute cat, I love black cats. So he was like always there when we were practicing. And so I thought I was to write a song about him because it's a cool little cat. So, but the song came about more than that, because my song is always more deeper than that. But yeah, but the main catalyst for the song was Cougar, the cat, his cat. It's not about some older woman. See, I didn't even know if that term was even used back then for like old women who go after younger men. Like that's a cougar. It was the song's not about that. It could be if you wanted it to be. It could be about anything you wanted to be. So that's what the catalyst of the song was about. So, and then I wrote the song. And originally, when I wrote the song, we put it on a 4-track, and the song was slower. It was like this. I'll play it how it originally was. The words were the same, but it was like this. So I remember when we first recorded it, we needed an intro because I didn't want to go into the song. So Brandon's like, you should have an intro. We recorded it in 4 tracks. So on the first track, it was me on acoustic and singing it, and Brandon on drums. So singing it to keep the guide. So so we need an intro. So we just did so because I don't want to go into it. So I just came up with this 2 D 4. That's how the song originally was. I'll sing it for you though. I'll play the music first though. Chord progression out for it. Okay, this is the original arrangement, but I'll show you how I changed it later. That's how it originally was, and it was like something like, and then it's like I wrote the words. I think probably wrote the words during school because I was very lazy to do it at home. And usually I would do it in school because I was being so bored in school, in my classes. And I'll be like, oh, something to do. Let me write some lyrics. I'd rather write lyrics in school than anything else. But then when I was at home, I had other things to do, so I didn't want to write lyrics at home too much. So most of my lyrics that I wrote in high school, or songs I wrote, were written in class. So, true story. And then I'd go home after school and put chords on them. So these are the chords. So, so the song originally went, so the intro. And actually, here's the demos, 4-track demos of us doing this way. Cougar with the cloud on his feet. That's how it was. Cougar with the sun on his back. Cougar with the black skin. Cougar with the helpful star. How can I get to your heart? Cougar with the sharpest nails. Cougar with all the playful games. Cougar without the shame. Cougar with an helpful end. What do I do to amend? Your heart was left out in the cold, and nobody was supposed you was told. The busy little thing to make them love his kiss. I read Cougar is making love. Cougar with no more. Cougar's like, help me out. Cougar's gonna roll around everywhere in this big town. Your life will sound like give and take. For some things you do now you'll never make. The ignorant little things and the things you show now you'll always bring. Your heart will sound like broken soul. The things you give away now you always hold. There's nothing you really do. The way you go on now is nothing new. Cougar has made you home. Cougar has a brand new car. Cougar is a blue-red cat. Cougar never really far. So that's how it originally was. And I didn't like that because it was just draggy. So I changed it. And I said, Brendan, I think I'm going to change it, the song. I'm going to change it. Because Brendan actually kind of liked the song. Yes, because it was about this cat. And I was like, I'm going to change the song. I'm going to make it faster. It's just too slow. Like, nah, nah, bam, bam. And I changed it to this. Cougar with the darkness feet. Cougar with the sun on his back. Cougar with the black skin. Cougar with the helpful star. How can I get to your heart? Cougar with the sharpest nails. Cougar with all playful games. Cougar with star, you shine bright than a star. And that's how, yeah, that's and we always like, that's better. We like that. That's better. And we recorded that song like that speed, and we did it on a little demo tape that we released. We made about 20 of them or 30 of them, and sold them in high school. This is one of the songs that were on. This one and a few other ones on my Holly was on there. Another song I wrote. We Pollute, another one I wrote. Face Value, another one I wrote. It was like half songs I wrote and half that Brennan wrote. He wrote a song that's called Haley Die, Africa, Mama Dollar, Wimway, I Thought You Knew It All, that kind of stuff. He wrote those songs. And yeah, so that was his song. His songs were more piano because he's very good at piano, so he did that. So yeah. And then I had this bass line. Hard to play on acoustic. That went over that, so yeah, there's a little bass line on it. So I was like, yeah, it's like. So the main rhythm was acoustic. We still kept the acoustic. So I did the acoustic. So I had acoustic, and then I did a bass on my old bass space that I had a few years ago. So first track was me on acoustic, Brendan on drums. Second track was probably me overdubbing bass and vocal, and then did some percussion on it. Yeah, so that's how. Yeah, so that's Cougar. A little bit insight into the song we call Cougar. But yeah, so yeah.